The latest news from the world of K-pop is making BTS fans all over the world excited again. This time, the emotional story comes from Jungkook and Jimin, two BTS members who are famous for having a very strong friendship bond. A private message written by Jungkook, and later referred to as a heart-rending message, finally received clarification from Jimin. This moment made ARMY, as BTS fans are called, swept away in feelings of excitement, curiosity, and pride to see the closeness of their two idols who are often called Jikook by fans. The message is not just a series of words, but also a mirror of the deep relationship between two friends who have gone through ups and downs together since adolescence to become world stars. Envelope with arrow Jungkook's message that made the ARMY cry. Some time ago, a Jungkook post circulating in the fan community stole the show. In the message, Jungkook wrote a sentence full of emotion that is considered to reflect fragile feelings and deep longing. The message sounds simple, but full of meaning. I'm afraid of losing, but I'm also afraid of being too dependent. Sometimes I feel like only one person really understands me. For most of the ARMY, the sentence sounded like an outburst that Jungkook had been hiding. Many speculate that the one person in question is Jimin, a close friend and brother who is always by his side. However, since there was no immediate confirmation, the interpretation of the message also developed wildly among fans. Handshake Jungkook and Jimin bond since debut. Since debuting with BTS in 2013, Jungkook and Jimin's relationship is known to be very close. Jungkook, who was a teenager at the time, was often called the Golden Magne because of his extraordinary talent. However, behind the spotlight, he once felt lonely and awkward. Jimin is present as a figure who gives comfort. On many occasions, Jungkook has said that Jimin is the one who most often helps him overcome fear, anxiety, and even fatigue. No wonder the soulful message was immediately attributed to Jimin by many fans. Ngam ARMY splashy and touched. Once the message went viral, ARMY's social media was filled with speculation. Some were moved that Jungkook dared to be honest about what was in his heart. Some people feel sad. Imagine how heavy the burden borne by their idol. Hashtags such as Jikook, We Love You Jungkook, and Jimin for Jungkook were trending on Twitter, X. Fans wrote prayers, support, and love for Jungkook, wishing he never felt alone. However, behind all the speculation, one big question arises: what exactly does the message mean? And is it true that Jungkook wrote it with reference to Jimin? Jimin finally speaks out. That curiosity was finally answered when Jimin did a short live session on the Weverse platform. With a calm face, Jimin responded to a question from the ARMY that alluded to Jungkook's message. Jimin says, "I know a lot of people read the message and were worried. Actually, the message is very personal. Jungkook wrote it when he was being honest with himself. I could tell. I understood what he meant because I was there when he wrote it." Jimin's sentence immediately made the live chat atmosphere burst. Thousands of comments flooded the screens. Many wrote crying emoticons and hearts. Jimin continued with a tone full of sincerity. "Sometimes we all feel the fear of losing someone we love. Jungkook wrote it not just about me, but about everyone who was important to him. But yes, I am one of those people, and I will always be there for him." Sparkling heart, the truth behind the message. From Jimin's explanation, it is finally revealed that Jungkook's message is not merely about feelings of love or hidden drama, but the honest expression of a young man who is afraid of losing the people who matter in his life. However, Jimin also indirectly admits that he is indeed an important figure in Jungkook's life. The two idols have shared difficult moments, ranging from a struggling trainee period to a long journey to becoming global superstars. This truth further reinforces ARMY's view that Jungkook and Jimin's relationship is more than just co-workers. They are family, brothers, as well as home to each other. Globe showing Europe Africa ARMY responds with love. After Jimin gave a clarification, social media was again filled with a flood of love. ARMY wrote thousands of messages to the two, emphasizing how much their friendship meant. Many claimed to be inspired by Jungkook's honesty and Jimin's sincerity. The ARMY writes, "The message was heartbreaking, but the way Jimin explained it made us all understand how sincere their relationship was. Jikook are not just friends, they're family." Others added, "Thank you, Jimin, for always being there for Jungkook. And thank you, Jungkook, for being honest. You both taught me the meaning of true friendship. Musical notes, friendship recorded in music. Not only in words, Jimin and Jungkook's bond is also often reflected in BTS's musical work. For example, in the song Friends written by Jimin, the lyrics describe a fraternal relationship with Jungkook. The song was one of the clear evidence of how the two complement each other. Jimin with his soft voice and Jungkook with his strong vocals blend beautifully in a melody full of meaning. For ARMY, every time they performed the song on stage, it became clear that their friendship was not just a gimmick, but something sincere. Sparkle's message to ARMY, don't be afraid to show feelings. Through this incident, both Jungkook and Jimin seem to give important lessons. It's okay to feel afraid of loss, it's okay to feel fragile, and most importantly, it's okay to be true to yourself. Jungkook with his simple message managed to open the hearts of many people, while Jimin with his explanation taught the meaning of sincere support and presence. For ARMY, this moment is not only about their idols, but also about life. Many fans felt more courageous to express their feelings to the closest person after seeing Jungkook and Jimin's honesty. Tears that contain answers. In the interview, Jimin was silent for a long time when the interviewer mentioned Jungkook's message. He clasped his hands tightly, looked down, then finally said in a trembling voice, "I know Jungkook wrote that not because he wanted to make people worry, but because he wanted us all to understand that he is also human, he has fear, he has wounds. I cried not because I was sad, but because I was proud of her courage to be honest." The tears that fell from Jimin's eyes seemed to be a representation of all of ARMY's feelings. The cry was not only a sign of sadness, but also an emotional hug that he sent to Jungkook, albeit without words. Jungkook and Jimin's relationship, an irreplaceable bond. BTS is a 7-member group, but each member's relationship has its own story. In the case of Jungkook and Jimin, the bond formed has gone through ups and downs. Since his debut, Jimin has been known as one of Jungkook's most caring people. Even in the early days, when Jungkook was shy, Jimin was the one who most often accompanied him. Many ARMY refer to their relationship as soulmate brotherhood. The story is further reinforced with many moments in which the two are seen supporting each other. From hard training to big concerts, from laughter to tears, Jungkook and Jimin have always shown how deep their bond is. A message for the future of BTS. This emotional moment is not only about tears or touching words, but also about reflections on BTS's long journey. Jungkook's message and Jimin's tears seem to remind ARMY that even though they are global superstars, they are still fragile human beings and need support. Many interpreted that this moment was a sign that BTS was entering a new phase in their journey, especially after passing through the military service. There is a fear of change, but also a great hope that their bond will grow stronger. Glowing star cover, Jikook, a symbol of eternal friendship. Now, after Jimin's clarification, Jungkook's heart-rending message no longer leaves any question marks. On the contrary, he became a symbol of honesty, sincerity, and beautiful friendship. ARMY will always remember this moment as one proof that behind the glitter of the stage and popularity, idols are also human beings who have fear, love, and longing. And behind it all, Jungkook and Jimin once again proved true friendship cannot be separated by distance, time, or circumstances.